Good morning. Good morning. My name is Reverend Ron Card, and I'd like to welcome you to this morning's Sunday morning message. And do you realize that this is the very first day of a brand new baby month? Yes, today is the 1st of August. A brand new baby month is coming about. Each new month, we have a theme for that month. And during that month, we choose talk titles to support whatever the theme is for that month. And this month, our monthly theme is a pause for guidance. This brand new baby month of August invites us to pause for guidance, rest, and rejuvenates and prepares us for the next leg of our journey, whatever that may look like, whatever the next step is for you, whatever you are trying to attract into your life. During this month, we welcome joy and innovation and authenticity, vulnerability, and the opportunity to evolve our thinking. Like I just mentioned a minute ago, we choose talk titles to support our monthly theme. And in support of this monthly theme for this month, the name of my talk this morning is Time for a Tune-Up. It is actually the perfect time for a tune-up, a spiritual tune-up, one that ensures that we are aligned with our life's values and that we may continue our path of wholeness and with joy. We must consider being in alignment with our personal values, such as spirituality, relationships, time, health, and of course, wealth. So, when I say it is time for a personal spiritual tune up, what do I mean? A spiritual tune up is an intentional look at your life with your Creator, with God. It is a guiltless way to attune yourself to God and to open yourself to grace and inner healing. And actually, done well, a personal spiritual tune up leads us to freedom and creative flow. I mean, isn't that what we're looking for? Isn't that what we want in our lives? Is freedom? Dr. Ernest Holmes from the book Thoughts Are Things. Dr. Holmes says that as you learn to release all of your burdens to the right action of God, you will find that everything falls into its proper place. You let your problems just slip away from you, realizing that a power greater than you are and a presence that is within you is ready, willing, and able to guide you in all ways. Then peace and security and fulfillment come with the ease, and that there is a sense of joy and accomplishment. In this teaching, Science of Mind, I've heard many things in my years being a religious scientist. I've heard things like there is a power for good in the universe and that you could use it. I've also heard that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And I've also heard that God is within each one of us and expresses through us as us. And that the experiences that we have in life is the unfoldment of God flowing through us, unfolding in our lives. And that with God, all things are possible. So if you really just step back and think about some of the things I just said. We have a power that is within us and that we can use, that there's nothing that this power can't do. And what does God not know? Then why do we choose to go it, alone? I believe that the kingdom of heaven is within each one of us, that we experience this kingdom to the degree that we become conscious of it. And I also believe that the ultimate goal of life is complete emancipation from all discord of from every nature, and that this goal can be obtained by all. In my talk a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned one of the ways that we forget and that we take our life away from spirit, from God, that we actually take our lives right out of God's hands. The example that I used was, like we come to church every Sunday, we hear good things. We begin to feel good. We hear things that really do make sense. And we feel a sense of belonging, like a sense of family. And then what we do is we walk out through those doors. And what do? We forget. We get caught back up in life. We handle life the way that we have always done. But then you got to really think about this. If you keep doing the same things over and over and over and expect a different result, who is kidding who? This is why I want to talk time for a spiritual tune-up. If we want to grow, we must take time for a regular spiritual tune-up. We tune up our cars, don't we? It makes the engine easier to start. It improves economy, lowers emission, and restores lost pep and power. How would you like to start your day that way? Wouldn't you like to start your day more easily, improve how much energy you feel, and lower the negative experiences in your life and restore your pep and power and improve your performance? When you have negative conditions showing up in your life and your experience in life are not quite what you thought, are you getting regular prayer tune-up? Because this is one of the ways we do it. Because with prayer, all things are possible. And with prayer, what it does, it aligns us up with that truth. We must begin to step back and evaluate where you would like to see improvements in your life. And the thing you really need to know is you need to be teachable in those areas. Dr. Ernest Holmes from This Essential Ernest Holmes, what Dr. Holmes says is, what would happen if we could convert the energy of fear to faith, the energy of doubt and uncertainty into a feeling of belonging to the universe and being safe in it? Would not the original artist itself go forth into a new creation through you? Yeah, through you. What we must remember is life doesn't happen to us. Life happens through us. This is how spirit works. This is how life works. I mentioned teachable earlier. Being teachable also means being humble. Do you realize that being humble creates an inner freedom from having to protect those parts of us that we are trying to hide, not only from ourselves, but from others? So in other words, we develop a quiet, understanding, and compassionate heart. We must embrace our humanness. After all, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And when we fail at something that is important to us, such as a job or a relationship, our self-esteem just kind of plummets because we tie our self-worth to those things. When you fail at a task or you don't live up to expectations, it doesn't mean that there is something wrong with you. To grow, you learn. And to learn, you must be teachable. And in order to be teachable, you must be humble. You must learn to lose that which you don't want and share the things that you do want. Choose to lose unhappiness. Choose to lose judgment, and victim mentality, you can lose it just like you found it. If you want more peace in your life, find ways to share more peace in the world. And if you want love, find ways to be more loving to people. And if you want more friends, be a friend to somebody first. We live in a world of changes and growth. And what kind of changes would you like to see? And in what direction do you really want to grow? Interesting questions, aren't they? Well, let me tell you a little story here. Long, long ago, when the world was very new, there was a certain lobster who determined that the creator had made a mistake. So he set up an appointment to discuss the matter. "With all due respects," said the lobster, "I wish to complain about the way you designed my shell. You see, just as I get to use the one outer casing, then I must shed it for another. Very, very inconvenient and rather a waste of time." To which the creator replied, "I see. But do you realize that it is the giving of one shell that allows you to grow into another?" "But I like the way I am," said the lobster. "Your mind is made up?" the creator asked. "Indeed," the lobster stated firmly. "Very well," smiled the creator. "From now on, your shell will not change, and you just may go about your business just as you're doing it right now." "Well, that's very kind of you," said the lobster, and he left. At first, the lobster was very content wearing the same old shell. But as time passed, he found that his once light and comfortable shell was becoming quite heavy and very, very tight. And after a while, in fact, the shell became so cumbersome that the lobster couldn't feel anything at all outside of himself. And as a result, he was constantly bumping into other people. And finally, it just got to the point where he could hardly even breathe. So with great effort, he went back to see the creator. "With all due respect," the lobster said, "contrary to what you promised, it has not remained the same. It keeps shrinking." "Not at all," smiled the creator. "It has remained the same size. What happened was you changed inside within your shell." The creator continued. "You see, everything changes continuously. No one remains the same. That is the way I have made things. So when you let go of your shell, you choose to grow," said the creator. "You build new strength within yourself. And in that strength, you will find new capacity to love yourself, to love those around you, and to love life itself. This is my plan for each one. Therefore, we must embrace spirit, that power that is within each one of us. That is why making time for a spiritual tune-up is so, so important, because we begin to remember who we are. We begin to remember that presence within us, that power that we can use anytime. Just like the cars need a tune-up, we also need to take time on a regular basis to have a spiritual tune-up. Begin to take time to reevaluate your life. Get support with a prayer practitioner, or learn to do spiritual mind treatment on your own. Develop good spiritual practices. What I do, and has helped me tremendously in my life, is I meditate in the morning, I do prayer, and I vision. They have helped me. I can't tell you in how many ways my life has really turned around. Other things you can do is take classes and being willing to be humble and teachable. And most of all, be willing to lose the things that don't look good on you. Judgment just isn't flattering on anyone. So start being that which you want to experience most in your life. Remember, you already have this power within you. Connect with it. Remember, you have this power. Allow this power to move freely through you. Thank you. I want to thank you for joining me this morning. And every Sunday morning at 10 a.m., we do have a Sunday morning talk. And next week, you'll be listening to Reverend Kate, and also our meditations on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Tune in for those. I really love to meditate. Again, thank you, and have a nice day.